Welcome back to Sarah's Table. I'm super excited today because we get to play a game that I have been trying to get on the show for a while. Feel like this recording has been perhaps cursed by demons. Because man, we had a rough go of getting people assembled. And clearly there is some sort of magic afoot. It is called Witch. And correct me if I'm wrong, this is the second edition or second printing? How does it?
This is the second edition.
Second edition. And it is kickstarting right now. And we're going to get into that a little bit later. But in the chat, if you look over in the chat, you will be able to see that we have the Kickstarter link. Please go back it. This is rad. And I have bamboozled some people with witchcraft to be here today. My name is Sarah Moore. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm going to be the GM and your host and your favorite person. And I'm going to remind everybody to continue to stay hydrated because the weather is, I don't know what it's doing where you are, but here where I live, it is wildly swinging between like 75 degrees and 20. So like, please keep your body where it needs to be. Plus, you need your body to do witchcraft in this game. So you need to make sure that you are healthy and that you have all the things to offer where you got your magic from, which is not ominous at all. It's not. With that in mind, I'm going to do a quick safety discussion. Here on Sarah's Table, you will never find sexual violence, violence against children, or withholding food as punishment or starvation. This game could get real far into the ick factor. It can get pretty violent and it can get pretty dark. So if you were expecting joy and laughter and shenanigans, I don't know how many of those will be here today. Just wanted to give you a heads up. Is there anything else, my two players, aside from those three that I have mentioned, that you would very much like to avoid?
Nope, I'm good.
I'm ready to give myself some emotional trauma. So
Great.
Let's go.
Cool. I love it. If we do ever come across something that you have decided that you didn't realize was going to be an issue, you can either send me a message privately through the chat here and we can scoot on, or there are some tools in this game which, because of how our framing is kind of hard to see, but if you were to play this game at home, there's a system that is built in that is basically like, we are reaching things but I still want to keep going, or this is not, like, we have reached a spot, please wrap it up and move on, or like, all done now. So we're just going to use the all done now for us. You can either do it this way, it's easy to see, or you can do it this way just so that I see where you are emotionally. For those of you who play this game at home, or any game really, please check in with your players. You never know what's going on in people's lives, and it's really important to be respectful. You want people to want to come back to your table. Okay, lecture over. Thank you for staying with me on that one. Let me hop around the table and please introduce yourself and give me your pronouns, and do a quick little like how you ended up here kind of situation, how we know each other, perhaps. I'm gonna start with Steffie.
Hi, I'm Steffie Vaan. I'm a freelance tabletop RPG writer and developer. I'm the developer for Witch, Fated Souls Second Edition. I ended up here because you and a friend of mine are friends, and now you and I are friends.
Yay.
And we previously played Cupcake Witches, and now we're playing another witch game, but slightly darker.
Witches for life, I feel like.
Yes, exactly.
I love it. What about you, Faye? Or would you like to be Mandari? Who are you today?
Who am I today? What a question. So yes, I'm Faye. My pronouns are she, her. I do go by Mandari. in most places around the internet, which is spelled Mendarii. And I am a writer, and I do a lot of game and mechanic design, predominantly for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. And I do a lot of like world building and just writing in general, and all that good stuff for TTRPG shenanigans. We met, Sarah, I believe, through a mutual friend of ours on a very ridiculous game show.
Yeah.
That was it a mistake? Who could say? I think I was dressed as a man when we met.
You were dressed as our mutual friend. Yes.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, like, that game show, I felt like we were really getting to a point where I was like, we're never getting out of this. I think we live in this show now.
I think so. It kept going. It never ended. It was like we thought that a round was done, and it was like, just kidding.
Just
3 more rounds.
Yeah. They were like, it's going to be an hour. And like 4.5 hours later, I was like, guys, we can't still be here.
Which is very on brand if you've ever run a game show on a stream. So
on brand. So on brand. Anyway, hi, Robert. How are you?
Hi, Rob.
So, Steffi, give us the elevator pitch for Witch Fated Souls.
Yes. So Witch is a game about selling your soul to a demon. So you were desperate. Maybe it was money, maybe it was health, maybe it was capitalism. But you had a problem that you could not solve. So you summoned a demon and you sold your soul. And in exchange, it gave you a shard of its own demonic essence because, there's a hole where your soul used to be. Immediately after you do that, you realize no matter what your previous spiritual beliefs were, that a soul is actually a thing, and also that you shouldn't have sold yours and that you need it back. The tricky thing is there's a spell for that, but you don't know it, but you instinctively feel that there's a spell for that. So what you need to do is you need to contact your demon again and have them teach you magic, or because your magic is demonic, it works on the demonic shard in your heart. So they're going to teach you magic in exchange for, just another small, tiny, teeny bargain. And you're hoping that you will stumble upon the spell to free yourself from this terrible bargain before you're in so deep that you're never going to pay off the debt. And that is the catch-22 that you find yourself in. Now, the good thing is that you have a coven around you, which is like a found family. They will help you bury the bodies. They will...
Literally.
Yes. They will pick you up when your demon has been nasty to you. And they will help you. And a coven's shared goal is to indeed make sure that all of them find that one magic spell that gets everybody free.
Which I don't know that we will find today, but we're going to give it a go.
It tends to take a while. It's a bit like student debt. It keeps building up and up.
It just like heat with the extra and like...
I feel like we've got 2 hours. That feels doable.
2 hours solving student debt. We got it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, let's...
What could go wrong?
No, probably nothing.
I'll roll really well, probably.
I believe in you.
That was a bold statement to make before we start.
So this is fairly simple mechanically. So from what I am gleaning, it is much more of a story-driven game than it is a very number-crunchy kind of game. This is a dice pool system. You use D6s, and you'll be rolling your stat and your skill. And if you roll a 4, 5, or 6, it is a success. And you are aiming for a number of successes, which I will be setting the challenge level of how hard it is to do certain things. We have this wonderful pre-written adventure called The Devil Made Me Do It. Steffi, did you write this one?
I did write it, yes.
Yes.
I can pretend that I forgot about it.
But she promises she doesn't know what's happening in it.
Exactly.
That seems real.
It's totally real.
Genuine promises, just like the ones from our demons.
Just like the ones. Although I do have to say, as a person who writes modules, there are absolutely, like, unless it is the one that I just wrote most recently, I do not remember what happens in it.
The moment you hit send, it's gone. It's gone.
It's out of my brain.
You don't need to know what's in that module anymore.
No.
It's gone now.
I did it. It's out of here. So I would love for you to introduce, you have, so this is a pretty small coven, or it could be the just like a splinter section of a larger coven, just the two of you. Let's hear about your character and how the two of you feel about each other. Who would like to start?
My character is named Blanca. She is a hex. She is like that girl. She's the it girl. She's charming. She's creative. She's popular. She's a great listener. Everybody's always calling her. And behind that facade, she is like one hot mess of just anxiety and neuroses and seasonal depression, or is it pandemic depression? Oh no, wait, it's sad.
Holiday depression now.
Yes, exactly. She has a familiar named Lola, who is a rat, who typically lives in her pocket or on her shoulder. Blanca tends to, with the people who really know her, the ones that so a lot of people rely on her, but the ones that she relies on, she tends to be very conflict avoidant because she doesn't want to drive them away. She's certain that, once they see the real her, they're going to bolt. So she tends to be very, everything is cool, everything is fine. We can totally do what you said. And no, I don't mind that you ate the last of the chocolate. I left it for you. So she tends to be very conflict avoidant. And I don't know how Abigail reacts to that. So I'm going to hand it over to Faye.
Yes, so I'm playing Abigail, and Abigail is a genie. And it's actually it's very funny that Blanca has this, I guess not maybe funny, but it's situationally appropriate that she has this fear that people are going to like bail on her. Because Abigail, I think, to me, is the friend that you've known for a really long time. And like when you hang out with them, you have like a really cool, fun time with them. They kind of seem to always be going on adventures and doing stuff. But like they'll be in town for a weekend and you'll see them and you'll have a great weekend, and then you'll never see them again until randomly 2.5 years later they're like, "Hey, I'm in town again. Are you around?" So I would say that Abigail is very like kind of fast and loose with her connections. She's very genuine in them in terms of being like friendly and just kind of having a good time and all this kind of stuff. But I think a lot of the time the relationships that you have with her kind of lack a bit of depth. So
yeah.
So why are you loyal to each other in this coven? What has brought you together?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I mean,
is it just like easier?
It could just be because like the two of them are like kind of fit into the girl next door, it girl like slots and have that just kind of relationship of, it could even be just like lowered expectations of there isn't that, hey, I need you to be this thing for me right now all the time, whatever. And vice versa, they just kind of are there and can just be doing what they like. They kind of a little bit be who they are a little bit more.
Yeah, and Blanca is probably just so happy whenever you come back after one of your trips that she doesn't even, she never mentions the fact that she's upset that you keep leaving her and ghosting her, but she's just like, oh no, it's fine. I wasn't worried. I don't care that you left me on red. No, really, it's fine. I'm just, let's go get coffee.
Let's go get coffee.
Let's go get coffee. That sounds fun.
So I'm going to say that this is after Abigail. You have been gone for, how long have you been gone for this time, Abigail?
Ooh, I'm going to say it's been a while, but probably not the longest period of time since you've seen her. So I'll say it's going on a year, but it hasn't quite been a year. Okay.
So
I am not at all resentful.
No, I can tell. This
seems like a healthy relationship.
Yeah, for sure. So the two of you have come back together after almost a year apart because there is a certain non-magical person that you know. And they've gotten themselves into a bit of a jam. So, you know someone named Jens. He works 2 jobs, very hardworking person. He's a barista, and he also is a rideshare driver. And he has been the one that has been making all of the money for his family. So
Jens is reliable, dependable, doesn't
incredibly reliable. Yes. And he is always struggling with bills, but is very proud of the fact that he can provide for his family. And how did the 2 of you meet him?
Do we meet him together, or?
It's up to you.
Okay.
I think Blanca is the kind of person who, once she figures out that Jens is always there at a certain time, and he remembers her name, and she just keeps showing up whenever he works because she's like, oh, look, there's a human who knows that I exist and who doesn't bail for a year.
Oh, Blanca. I just want to hug Blanca.
Blanca's like, I'm like, oh no, sweet girl. Let's go sit on the couch and get you some therapy.
My sweet summer child.
Yep.
All right. What about Abigail?
I think that Abigail probably at some point would have come into this coffee shop, and maybe like for like a week when she was in town, she would have been there like every day, sitting down like on like a laptop or some kind of like something that she was keeping herself occupied with, and he was probably working a lot of those shifts, and at some point Abigail was like, you work a lot, huh? Like what's up with that? And then they just kind of had a little bit of that talking about life, and so she and she also, because of the magic that she has this impulse to be like, I could help him, but I'm like, I shouldn't though. I shouldn't meddle in that. Like, that's not my business.
I should wait until it's really important.
Until, yeah, like he's handling it. He's good. He's fine.
Speaking of that, I think there was a time probably that the 2 of you let him down pretty badly. Why don't you tell me about that?
I would say that there was probably an expectation of Abigail to like come through on like helping him. Like, I don't know if he has like a family, if it's like, I don't know if it's like his kids or if it's like his brothers or something like that.
I think it's brothers.
Okay. So maybe there was a situation where he was like, I, have to go from this job to this job and I don't have time to like pick up my brother from school or something like that. Can you do that? And Abigail was like, I can totally do that. And then just didn't.
Just flaked on it.
Yeah. And like, it was something that was like a little bit of a bigger deal. Like his brother ended up being there for like hours, or it was for something really important. Like maybe he had some kind of, sporting event or academic thing that he needed to get to that was really important that he ended up not getting to, something like that, where it wasn't just a small thing.
Oof. Okay.
That is so typical.
Very typical. Well, and
but I'm not judging.
No, I also think you probably flaked on it because you were doing a witch thing.
I was probably doing something very important.
But I didn't say that. I said
very important.
A witch thing. Because he does not know that you are witches. Because that's a pretty guarded thing to have. Like, you probably wanted to tell him at some point. Is there anything that, like, any moment, do you think maybe Blanca loves sharing because she just wants you to accept her. So,
yes.
What was the moment that you almost spilled the beans, so to speak?
Probably when her demon, his name is Tadmonius, Tad to his friends, who he doesn't have. But he likes to torment Blanca by threatening the people that she cares about. So at one point, Tad probably threatened not even Jens, but Jens's younger brother. And Blanca was really torn on, is he bluffing or do I need to warn Jens? But if I need to warn him, I need to tell him that it's a devil, and that's going to get awkward real quick.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
And in the end, she gambled on Tad bluffing. But it was a close call. Or no, even better yet, she probably made some sort of bargain with Tad to put Jens and his family off the table.
Oh,
like
I bet that didn't cost you anything.
Yeah, I'm sure Tad was super lenient about it.
Yeah, he seems like a reasonable dude, honestly.
Yes, very.
So the two of you excited to be back together again. One of you may be more excited than the other. Not gonna say which one is which. And you decide that you're gonna go out for a night on the town, just celebrate that Abigail is back. And I think that you have the options that were given to you are like an underground rave party, or there is this like kind of speakeasy library situation that's open like all night, that you have spent a lot of time in. And so these are the options that are on the table. And which would the two of you like to go to?
I mean, Blanca will go where Abigail wants to go.
Oh.
Oh no. I think that Abigail she's used to making plans. She's used to being the one that's like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. That's fine. So the speakeasy sounds like something, maybe it was like a pop-up thing or something like that. She's like, oh, this is only gonna be here for a little bit, and like sounds kind of fun, and we can maybe get Manhattans and just like feel the vibe, you know?
Get like fancy overpriced drinks, and it'll be quiet. And you're supposed to be meeting up with Jens. It's funny because I saw Jens and my son's name is Jensen and we call him Jens. And so I was immediately like, that's obviously what they meant. And then I was like, oh, right. No, like, yeah, we're good.
I named him after a Jensen of a popular TV show.
Oh, I can't imagine which one you would be talking about. Like, such a weird coincidence that there is not a show about.
You know what's funny is that Abigail kind of looks like someone who would be from that show.
Oh, yeah. What do you mean?
With the like, she's got like this aviator jacket on in the art.
Yep.
It's not a thing. It's totally fine.
It's not a thing. What are you talking about? I've never seen a single piece of media. Anyway.
No.
Yes.
The speakeasy.
No one ever has. You're at the speakeasy. And you are supposed to be meeting Jens. But he should really be here by now. Like he's usually pretty prompt, and it's going on an hour of him being late, which is very strange.
Okay.
And when you look around, well, let's have you do a check. Let's have you do a perception check.
Blanca, by the way, has sent one casual "Hey, where are you at?" to Jens, and is currently waiting for the appropriate time to send a second.
How long? Like, how long do you usually wait? Do you allow yourself to wait?
Yeah, I mean, we're busy people, so like an hour and a half, and then she's going to text again.
And then
she's
just
definitely not. She definitely did not set a timer for this.
No, I'm sure not. There's definitely not a specific timer that is already on her phone.
I mean, 90 minutes is weird, so I'm not saying it's a 92-minute timer, but
So it's been like an hour since he's supposed to have met us, right? Abigail's like, that's like, until we got to the hour mark, like, she's like, that's normal, that's fine. Not necessarily because of Jens, but because of like, people are busy, it's fine.
Because of how you would say. And
correct.
Within the hour is fine.
Yeah. It's
all right. So why don't you both we're doing a scan. And so if you could both give me a mind and percept.
Yes.
And as a reminder, it is a dice pool. So you will take the number of D6s that you have in mind and the number next to percept. And then anything that is a 4, 5, or 6 is a success. And this should be fairly easy for you. So I think this is a one. You only need one success to sort of be able to take in. I love that you both have animals with you right now. We had some dogs. We had some cats.
We all have our familiars. It's very on brand.
Yes, very on brand.
So does a single success mean that like if you like 2 successes is rolling a 5, or do you need to roll 4 or higher on both of the dice? Or
So each die, if you roll a 4, 5, or 6 on that die, counts as 1 success.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're not adding together. Okay, that makes way more sense. I was like, if a success on 4, 5, or 6 is the possibility, I sometimes will just succeed on things because I have 5 dice.
Right. No.
That makes way more sense. Okay, cool.
I rolled 1 success.
1 success. Perfect.
I rolled 2 successes.
2 successes. So I would say that because of the fact that the two of you are witches and you are probably in a space with non-magical folk, there's a level of awareness of what's going on around you that you kind of always have, because you never know when you're going to need to pull out some magic. There's like this extra heightened just awareness to your person. And there is a person who is really keeping an eye on you. And now that you're thinking back throughout the night, they have been around you since before you even got in to this speakeasy. They have been sort of, I think they were, maybe on the bus with you as well, if you remember. And like, you remember them getting off at the same stop and sort of, it wasn't weird at the time because everybody's going in different places, but she has been present. And she is noticeable because she has stark white hair in sort of like a 40s pinup girl kind of situation, but then also dressed in like 80s punk, like a leather jacket and some fishnets on her hands, and she's got like a spiky collar on. She's just kind of really watching you.
Hey, Blanca, do you see that gal over there? And I'm like
Yeah.
drinking a drink, but kind of like
Yeah.
casually casually nodding.
Yeah.
I think she's been here like all night. I think she's kind of looking at us.
Oh, that's I mean, it's a social situation. Could she be flirting with you?
I mean, I don't think that she was staring at me more than you, but I mean, maybe I guess that's possible. It's a little creepy to follow someone off of a bus, though. So maybe.
Oh, you skipped that part. She followed you off a bus.
Well, I feel like everywhere I've looked over my shoulder tonight, and maybe it's just kind of some, maybe it's just a coincidence, but I feel like everywhere I've looked tonight, she's kind of like been there.
Okay, so that's not flirting, that's stalking.
Listen, I didn't say one way or the other. I'm just saying.
Are we thinking hunter or another witch?
I'm not sure.
I mean, if she's a witch, then the proper social etiquette is to go over and say hello. And if she's a hunter, then the proper social etiquette is to go over and punch her in the face. So we should know which one it is.
Ooh.
I think if we go over and we say hi and then there's like a weird vibe, we always have the option to punch her in the face.
That is
I think
true.
we will get kicked out of the speakeasy though, which is not my favorite thing. But
Oh no, I'll smooth that over. Don't worry.
okay, all right, that's fine.
Fair.
I can figure it out.
We'll just call Tad. Tad knows what to do in these situations.
Don't call Tad. Damn it.
Yeah, Tyler's be like, so burn down the bar and then they can't kick you out.
I can't get you out.
Do we? So kind of out of game question. Do we know? I mean, like obviously we know that we both have demons, but do we like know what each other's are? Like, do we know what kind of witches each other are?
Yeah, Blanca will probably have brought up Tad at some point.
Okay, so
If only to warn you. Like if you ever meet somebody named Tad, it's not really a human.
I
and you
would
shouldn't
bet
listen to him.
that Tad has been around enough that you have
I've been like fucking
met him. Yeah, like I bet you've seen him.
Yeah,
Yes.
gotcha. Okay. Okay. So, okay. Well, I think
Okay, let me grab her a drink.
Yeah.
And Blanca walks up to the bar, and as she walks, she just completely transforms. Like, she stands more tall, and her shoulders go back, and her hair like looks more shiny. And she just, with the moment she arrives at the bar, the bartender immediately drowns out all the other people. And he's like, "Oh, what do you need?" And she orders 3 drinks, and then she comes back, and she gives Abigail one, and then we head over to the white-haired girl.
As you approach, she kind of shifts a bit. You notice that her back is to the wall so that she can see everything in front of her. And she keeps one hand beneath the table and says, "What are you,
I put on my winning smile, and I sit down, and I push the drink toward her. I sit at the side where which one of us is better physically? Is that you or me?
I think that we both have like almost identical
suck.
stats.
We both suck.
I'm
not great
I
at
don't
body?
have any attributes that have bonuses in body, and I have a 1 in body. So if you
Okay.
have any attributes that
I will
have that.
sit down at the side where she has the hand on the table.
Okay.
I will sit directly across from her then.
She picks up the drink and sort of smirks at you and says, "What are you 2 ladies doing this evening?" She takes a sip.
Well, we're just having a fun time in a new location. How'd you hear about this place?
Oh, I hear a lot of things. I sort of have my finger on the pulse. She is constantly scanning, very rarely making direct eye contact with either of you.
Who are you looking for?
Who are you looking for?
Oh, we're just here to have a good time, drink with some friends. Not really looking for anyone in particular. It's kind of a little bit why I noticed you sitting over here all on your lonesome. But I noticed that I can't really keep your attention.
Yeah, she doesn't want to open up. You are welcome to attempt to.
I mean, you said you were looking for a friend, and maybe we can be your friends.
Oh, that's very sweet of you, but I am looking for a particular friend. Unfortunately, neither of you are him.
What does your friend do? Wonder if maybe we have the same friend.
Oh, he it's really sweet actually. Well, he's very good at making coffee, and then I don't know, I think he has a couple other jobs as well. He's always so busy, you know.
Taking care of his brothers.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I think it's the same friend.
Oh, I didn't realize you. Did you have plans with him? Should I?
No, just we're just waiting for him, right, Blanca?
Yeah, exactly. Since I'm sitting next to her, I lean in and I try to, can I use, make an ether roll, maybe? I want to see if I can smell if she is human or not.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that's probably a 2 success situation because there's a lot going on here in this space.
There is. I will very casually lean over in her direction, but unfortunately, that is 1 success.
Okay. Do you want to buy an additional success?
Yeah, that is a good idea. I'll do that. Let me knock that off. I'm going to spend a point of, I think that is ether. Sense magic.
Yeah, she does not smell human at all.
The tricky thing is that I probably can't signal that to Abigail. But you would have noticed the leaning, because Blanca tends to smell magic, and you probably would have noticed her leaning in closer.
Yes.
Not exactly
I just see
sniffing
Blanca
her.
being like,
It's not. Yeah, no. She makes it look very natural, like she just sits, moves in her chair, but you would have noticed,
like a deep inhale while drinking kind of a thing. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm sniffing the drink.
Okay. Is there so again, a kind of a little bit of a technical question. So the understand skill, what is that? Is that like a spiritual understanding of who this person is, or is it more of like an insight kind of a thing where I'm trying to get a read on who they are, or what's the situation with that? Because it's like it's underneath spirit. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm reading it as because I think perception is the other part of it. I think understand is more like capital K, knowing somebody and their soul, if you will.
Okay.
That's how I'm interpreting it.
Okay. Well, is there any way that I could make some kind of like, does this person have ill intent towards my friend who I like as a human being?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I think again, I think this is that's a very specific ask, and so my thought is you probably need 2 successes in it. Because of the nature of it.
That's fine, because it's the thing I'm the best at. This is the thing that Abigail is like, I'm really good at reading people.
This is your jam. You got it.
This is my jam. Yeah,
All
I
right.
mean, she's a genie. She has to be really good at knowing what is truly on people's hearts, So
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so how many did I need? You said 2?
You did 2.
Okay, I have a 5 and I do have a 4, and then everything else failed.
Wow. All right. Yeah. So she seems to have, there's a definite focus on your friend, and you don't sense malevolence from her, but her intentions are sort of clouded. Like,
Okay.
She has plans for Jens. Like, she has an idea of where they need to be going.
Okay. Well, I guess picking up on like Blanca being like something's up here, and then Abigail also being like something's up here.
Actually, Blanca, can you please give me a spirit roll?
Okay. That's 3 successes.
Wow. Great. You have smelled something like this before. You're pretty sure that this person is a memento, which means that the being is created by a demon.
Okay. Well, that is very, very bad news.
That's upsetting.
Yeah.
I don't like these words. I think that, again, I don't really know all of that because Blanca and I haven't really had the opportunity to chat with one another.
I will say I reach under the table because I'm in between the girl and Abigail, and I will pinch Abigail's knee like hard once.
Cool. Yeah. So I think Abigail's gonna be like, she probably has actually not been nursing this drink. She's probably been drinking it pretty quickly, and kind of finishes it and puts it down as like, well, this has been fun. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, it's Lara. It's
Lara.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Lara. Well, it was nice meeting you. I think I'm gonna go get a new drink. Blanca, it looks like you need to be topped up. So let's adjourn. But it was fun to chat with you, and maybe when Jens gets here, we can all hang out.
Wonderful.
Yes. Have a great evening.
As you are heading back to, it's time to go. As you are heading back to the bar, Jens comes in.
Oh, I make a beeline
Yeah, he
And
comes in and he's all wrapped. He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was late." Um, so flipping his keys around, like in a very agitated manner, just sort of as if it is like a little fidget toy, right? He's like continually making this. He's very more scattered than you are used to seeing him.
What's up? Everything okay?
Yeah, you know, I don't want to bother you
It's
with
fine.
it.
Bother me.
No,
Don't
we're
worry about
supposed to.
it.
You're
No,
never
no,
in
no, no,
town,
you
and
know,
like, oh, we're just gonna be grabbing drinks and hanging out.
it's
I don't
fine.
wanna...
I'm already at least 2 drinks deep, so I'm probably, like it's fine. Just like what's wrong?
I'm worried about my car. I'm gonna get I'm like behind on payments for my car, and if they take my car, then I can't go to my second job, which is a problem because I need my car to do my job. But listen, I think I'm handling it. I think I made a deal today that I think will help me out, and I think it'll be.
I pinch Abigail the moment he says deal.
What does that mean? Did you like sell your soul to a car dealership? What's happening?
It's really funny. No, I pawned some stuff.
Oh,
So
that sucks.
it's
Sus. Is he lying? Like,
is he lying? You can do a perception. You can either do a perception or an understand.
I would rather do an understand, just for
Yeah,
like
I'm going to do the same.
a lot of reasons. It's the difference between literally 3 dice. So
Yeah. You know him, so I don't think it's hard. It's going to be a hard one for you.
well, I wasted this roll then because I got 3 successes.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Yeah. He's not lying per se, but he's being very cagey about the details.
Okay.
And as he's talking, he's like, I actually, I'm sorry. I actually have to, I'm supposed to go back to drop off the stuff that I, was pawning pretty soon. And I know that so I just let's just have a drink. And then when I have to go, I'll go. And it won't be a big deal.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that sounds fun. And maybe you can tell us what you pawned, and maybe we can help you get it back. Why don't you go to the bar and get us
new,
drinks?
items and stuff. So maybe I can just hold on to it for a while.
You want me to go pick up? You asked him
you
to
go get the drinks.
Yeah. What are you? You know what? Never mind. I know what you like to drink. I'll go get it. And he sort of wanders off, and he's continually.
And I lean over to Abigail and I said, "So, girl, has a demon connection."
Oh, the
yeah, that girl,
the white hair.
That girl, the girl who's waiting for Jens.
Oh no. Oh, honey. There's this like deep sadness of like, damn it, Jens. Like,
what are you doing?
Okay. And like kind of everything, connecting of the weird girl, the waiting, his caginess, all of that kind of stuff. Okay. Is there to Blanca, I think we should get him out of here to a place we can really talk.
Yes. Okay.
And as you come to this conclusion, like, okay, we're gonna go chat with him, you turn and you see him being hustled out the door by Lara.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
Let's go.
Yes.
You spill out onto the street and they are getting into a car and like disappearing down the street. Like she knew exactly
where. Is it like
where.
her car? Is it like a taxi? Or...
It is. It's a sort of a it's just a car, just like a very nondescript. And now that you're thinking about it, you can't even remember what color it was. Definitely there's definitely a
is
vehicle that
weird.
they were getting in.
Are we sure it's a car, or are we now at it's a vehicle?
Gosh, you
Something
just
that's
can't remember.
Oh, she magicked us.
She really did.
She really did. Okay.
I do not have any magic to track Jens down.
Let me hold on. I think that I have to like target people for this kind of thing. Like all of my stuff is oh, wait, hold on. Thinking about. Okay, I do have something. I have a potion that I could make potentially. It's a pretty powerful one.
Okay.
But I could make a potion, and what this potion does, it says that like the person who ingests this potion learns a unique truth about someone that they know and are thinking about. And they also, as a side note, is kind of like a drawback, they feel a vicarious guilt of their knowledge until they share it. So, so there is something that I can do.
Do you want to make a potion to try to see what Jens is doing?
I guess, I mean, there's really no other way to like track it, is there? I guess unless, because like it would have to be our spells, I would think.
Yeah, Blanca has no way to track anyone, especially now that we're not even sure what the vehicle was, what that they got into, or on, or under, or...
Right. Or I guess we could like talk to our demons is the other option. No, we can't do that.
I mean, I absolutely...
Oh, sure, you can. Okay. But like,
I mean, I like Jens, but on a scale of 1 to Tad, I don't like Jens enough.
Scale of 1 to Tad. So wonderful. I want that on a t-shirt.
I think, okay. Yeah. I think that, Abigail there's already a level of guilt around Jens because I think she already feels like if there had been some kind of like if he was that desperate for something, she could have helped him. Like this would have been the time. It's like, all right, every time before this, I shouldn't have, it was good for me to not do it, but I could have done it this time and I wasn't there.
And yeah.
So I think that she is going to say to Blanca, we gotta get some stuff together. I think I can find him.
Okay, let's go back to, we might be roommates, which means that I have the apartment to myself most of the time.
Yep.
Yes. And we probably have like an entire cabinet of herbs and like random blood and dog hairs and
perfect. Yep.
Random fur and things that you find.
Things that you need, you know?
Yeah, the kind of that you open the cabinet and like, holy shit, they're witches.
Yeah. Whoa. Just not even hiding it. Just like it's just out there.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I think that it's like once you're in the apartment, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think that Abigail and like as we get back to the apartment, I think that there's like a very lack of reverence. It's kind of sloppy, like of just kind of being like taking your jacket off, throwing it over a chair, kicking the shoes off. They go two opposite directions and all that stuff.
I bet Blanca loves that.
Yeah, like I'm putting the shoes in the shoe cabinet
like
that we have, and the coat rack that we also have. But you know,
it's just so much easier when it's on the chair. It's right there, you know.
Abigail comes in like a tornado, and Blanca's
it does not belong on the chair. The chair is not a coat rack. It's for sitting in.
She's like overly sweet when you explain again where the coat should go, Abigail.
Yep.
Is everything still where it normally is? And
yes, of course. Where else would it cabinets? Be? Everything is perfectly aligned in alphabetical order.
There's definitely a little bit of like accidentally almost knocking something over and being like, oh crap, and like being like, So she is looking for burned iris, or I guess like iris. Do I burn it and put it in the potion? I don't know. But I need iris. I need black India ink, and I need blood run blacker, which I don't know 100% what that means.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Blanca probably keeps everything that you and I need for spells.
Oh, yeah.
All of them. Even if you're not here. Like, whenever you come back, it's completely topped off again.
Incredible.
Anyway, while you are making a mess, I make hot chocolate.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes.
Is it magical or just comforting?
It's just normal. I mean, it's magical to drink, but no, it has marshmallows and freshly whipped cream.
Only
and
the magic
cinnamon.
of friendship here in this particular. Love it.
Incredible.
So you are...
I don't even think she would look at you when you hand her the glass. She'd be like, thank you.
Abigail doesn't even notice that
know.
all of her ingredients magically refill themselves every time she's out.
No, not even a little. She's like, oh, I thought I used the less. It's fine. Cool. I'm glad I have some more.
Oh, we're really painting her with a nice brush, aren't we? Okay, so this is secret, correct?
This is secret. That is correct.
Okay,
yes.
so it's going to cost you some eternity.
It is going to cost me some eternity, yeah.
And once you have brewed it up, the quiet is going to come in and whisper the truth.
Yep. So I think that like she would have been kind of sipping on the hot chocolate as she would have been like brewing it and kind of doing like setting everything up and all that kind of stuff. And then she would have swirled it around and poured the rest of it into the hot chocolate and then drank it.
Focusing on Jens the whole time.
Focusing on Jens the whole time.
And the quiet sort of comes and envelops you and blocks everything else out when this happens. This is how it communicates with you. It sort of becomes almost like you are inside a void of some kind. And the words kind of appear like bubbles inside your brain. And you're getting that he is... It says he's about to make a mistake. And then that wipes. And it says he made a mistake. And then somebody is pounding on your door.
In like real life?
In real in your pounding on the apartment door for the two of you.
Okay. I'll go get it so that you can.
Well, I think that she would have, because she would have been like so in this other place, would be really disoriented upon coming back. Would be like, and like as the door like pounds.
Yeah.
So
it like shattered that nothingness around you. And you open the door, and Jens is hysterical on your. Like right outside. It is now raining outside because it's witchy times, and so there's some rain, and he's drenched. His whole body is drenched. He's crying. He can barely get any words out. He's like hysterical. He's crying so hard that everything is garbled, and he's trying to tell you what's happening, but he can't. He starts as soon as you open the door.
I usher him in and I put him down on the sofa, and I hand him the second hot chocolate.
He
okay, breathe.
Shaking. It's like spilling down him. He can barely, and he keeps saying he's sorry, and I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I don't, and I can't. Okay. I don't know how to fix it.
Okay, and Jens, I need you to tell me 5 things you can see.
Okay, I see you, and I see Abigail, and I see the door, and I see and as he's talking, he's starting to sort of his breathing is becoming a little bit steadier, and
she does the okay. Tell me 4 things you can hear.
Yeah, mm-hmm. He's going through them, and by the time he gets to the end of all those prompts, he's like still upset, but is breathing normally, and he's sipping his hot chocolate. He says, I think I made a mistake. I was just trying to help my family. I wanted to make sure that we could pay our bills, and I met with someone.
I think at this point Abigail would have been sitting at the table kind of while they were going through that because she didn't want to interrupt, and she still was like kind of like also bringing herself back in a way.
Yeah.
And she'll interrupt him and she'll be like, Jens?
Yeah. Yes.
I know.
What do you mean?
I know what you did.
What? How could you know what I...
We both, and I'm going to look over at Blanca, have made similar mistakes.
And Blanca's face drops because she did not know.
Oh, right. Because
she also, I mean, like, so like a part of this potion is that Abigail's also feeling like this guilt, just like building and building and building and building. And she's like, I have to say these words.
Okay. So I met with a person, and I thought, and I know you're going to yell about it, but I thought maybe she was a drug dealer, and I was gonna sell drugs for a little bit I just needed to, get a little ahead. And I know that's not great, but she didn't want me to sell drugs. She just wanted to buy something of mine.
It's very jarring to lose a piece of your soul.
Oh no, did you?
That's crazy though, right? That can't be real.
Did you say yes?
Yes.
Blanca just, okay, 5 things I can see.
No, Blanca's freaking out. Poor Blanca.
Abigail, I think, actually at this point feels like she's like, okay, I can be the like solid person right now.
Yeah, you have to be.
Yeah. And she's gonna grab Blanca's hand if she'll let her, as like she, probably just paces around the room, and is also gonna sit next to Jens and kind of just like put an arm around his shoulder and is like, hey, and is like rubbing the back of it. And it's like it's not the end of the world. It's not great, but we can figure it out.
So she said I could get it back. I just have to. I haven't.
Yeah. I say that.
I'm gonna squeeze Blanca's hand. I'm like, Blanca, it's not happening.
She said I have until sunrise, and all I have to do is bring back waters of Acheron. I don't know what that is. It seems weird and specific, but if I bring it back, I can get my soul, I guess, back. It's weird, but she put it in.
Rewind. She said you can get it back.
Before sunrise.
I'm gonna get pen and paper. I need you to give me the exact wording of what they said. Okay, I'm gonna get pen and paper. It's gonna be, yeah. Okay. I get a notepad.
Okay.
Verbatim.
And
exactly.
As okay. like another like knowledge question as like a witch. So we know that, and I would have assumed, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I would have assumed that Blanca, once we were out of the bar and kind of just the two of us, would have been like, this is what this person was, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And so knowing that, and knowing that that's not a demon technically, it's like just like demon adjacent. Is is it as like intense of a deal that we have, or is it different?
Seems slightly different. Because he's not like, because he has a very short window where he can get it back.
Right.
Neither of you were given that.
Right. It was kind of like a, here you go, like sign this contract. It's a done deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he tells you that the exact wording was that he can still buy it back before sunrise for a price of waters of Acheron.
Do we know what those are? Like,
Good question.
Yes. So I'm gonna have you both, because this is very, like, your brains are probably going a mile a minute. Give me a mind and reason roll from both of you, and I'm gonna do a degree of success thing depending on how many successes you get.
I've got one success.
I got
Okay.
one success.
Okay, so
I can spend an occult on an extra success if that helps.
here is what you understand for one success. You feel like this is pointed at you. You are... Waters of Acheron are a thing that as witches you know about, but you know that he would have no idea. So this person, this demon, used your friend Jens
To get to us.
to get to you, to get
And
your
that's-
attention.
And that's why he has a buyback.
Correct.
Is it difficult to get these waters? Or is it something that's just like, we're witches, we can do that. This has a larger purpose behind it.
I'll spend a point of occult for a second success.
Yeah. So you have a map that leads you to the Acheron. It's not a current map, but these waters are highly sought after by demons in particular. It's like currency. Demons can use it to get other stuff from other magical beings, from other demons.
Is there a reason that demons can't get it themselves, or is it just they don't know where it is?
The waters of Acheron, and I feel like this is a thing that you would know with your role, actually washes away sin. She can't handle it. She can't go get it herself. Because it would harm
Burn
her.
Sure, yeah.
But she wants to use it. So she needs to send someone to get it.
Oof.
I mean, it's a trap.
It's a very good trap.
It's an excellent
Oh, yeah.
trap.
Yeah, it's solid.
All right. Well, this actually seems like an excellent place to take our bio break.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's spicy.
So we're gonna take a few minutes. For those of you watching at home, this is a good time to refill your drink. Go get some waters of Acheron, or some hot cocoa, or some potion that will tell you a secret about someone that you're thinking about. And we'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back from the break. We had a conversation about applesauce and destiny. And I'm not going to elaborate on that. So, you're welcome. All right. My poor friend Blanca, who is so overwhelmed right now. And Abigail, who seems to have things under control. Maybe. And their poor friend Jens, who is missing part of his soul now. You have a direction. If you can get the waters of Acheron to the demon that he made a deal with before sunrise, then he gets his soul shard back.
Oh, wait, yeah, because we don't just have to get the water, we have to get the water to the demon.
To the demon.
Yeah, we have to get it and then
40 minutes
get it
to
back.
that. I'm Googling what time sunrise is, and I'm setting an alarm 42 minutes before sunrise. So 2 minutes for us to wrap up and 40 minutes to get to the demon.
Perfect.
Okay.
And then
Very
an
smart.
hourly alarm each hour before that, so that we have a countdown.
Just out of curiosity, on Blanca's phone, how many alarm presets
A lot.
does she have? Just a ton.
lot.
Just so much scroll
Every time
and
she
scroll
makes
and
a new
scroll.
one, she never deletes one in case
No.
she needs it again.
She's gonna need it
Exactly,
again.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
understood. Okay, so you do have a map. Your coven has a map to the Acheron, but it is so old. It is like one of the old on a scroll maps, that's been passed down, and you're like, oh, you got it from previous witches, and like, it's technically not super far from where you are, but it doesn't look the same as as it once did on this map. And Jens wants to go with you.
I have a question about one of the skills.
Yes.
So I'm assuming that like spirit and like charm, I'm assuming charm is like the so cute and stuff. What is create? What is that? Are you lying? Or are you making something with like magic boy times? Like what's happening with that?
I mean, for me, it seems like it would be that one, or just making things in general. Do you have any insight into that, Steffie? Like, what would you?
Yeah, it's both artistic expression and craft and cooking and repairing your car, if that is. So it is physically creating things.
Making it with your hands.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
Is okay, so actually before we go then, is there a way that I could take our old map and I could take a modern map of the current like area basically and
Yes.
try and like line it up and like make a new map that's like, okay, here is where all of this stuff is.
Absolutely.
Abigail, very artistic.
Yeah. I can see it. That kind of person always is, right? That they just like float into your life and hand you
Yes.
something beautiful, and then they
you're like,
float
"What
back
is
out the other
this?"
side.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have a snow globe.
And they're like, I'm sorry, you sculpted this? And it's like this like 10-foot tall statue, and you're like, I don't understand.
So, when did this get here?
When did you learn how to crochet?
And Blanca absolutely has like a row of snow globes that mark every time you fucking left.
Every time you
no.
left, it brought back a snow globe. Absolutely. Like you remember that
I hate
though. You
snow
remember
globes.
to do it.
I made it for you, though.
Yeah. As far as you know, I love snow globes.
Because
You've never
never
said
said-
anything otherwise. And so every single time I'm like, oh no,
have
Blanca
to
loves
get
snow
a
globes. Yeah, very
Yes,
important.
they are definitely not a symbol of you abandoning me. all the
We
time.
are going to have a conversation. I feel like Blanca needs to speak up for herself a little bit more.
I
I'm like,
agree.
maybe Abigail needs to be a little bit more
Blanca needs therapy
understanding
badly,
of what's.
but,
I think you both do, perhaps.
What do you mean? Abigail
We're gonna
has zero issues.
we're gonna get you couples therapy, the two of you. the
Maybe
next
Jens can
next
help us.
session is just
Yes.
a couples therapy session.
Tad can be our therapist.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That feels like a bad idea, but I'm here for it.
What if the deal that we make with Tad is that he is like, okay, but I will be your therapist for it. Like that's the drawback. That's the price we have to pay.
He just like gets in there and starts telling you stuff. Oh no.
Okay, yeah, so map.
So
I would like
sad.
to make a map.
Yeah,
I want to do it.
I would like you to make the map. Let's do that'll be create and spirit, and then I feel like to make a serviceable map would be 1 success. To make a pretty good map is 2 successes. If you can get 3 or more successes, I think that you're able to make it so that like routes and things to get to where you want to go.
Okay. So I already rolled before you said any of those things.
Great.
And I got 2 6s and a 5. So
Ooh, 3 successes.
I get to roll 5 dice for that. Like it's like the thing that I do.
You are good at art and understanding people. Which is funny because I feel like you're not great at understanding yourself. But again, that'll be for next session when you're in therapy.
In therapy. Yeah.
So you know exactly where to go. You have figured out, you've overlaid, you were able to line things up just right. This is clearly now this, look at this big...
These weird trees that fell
weird
over.
Tree that they're still there. I remember there was... Oh, and I remember, there's this one big rock that they have now, built up around, and they, use it as
on
a
that
thing.
rock once, so, it's
consistently
there.
Always taking my clothes off on this rock. I don't know why. Just
the moon is
correct.
just so pretty there.
It's just so nice. And Jens is like, great, let's go. I'll go with you. I'll go with you.
And hold on a second. I think Abigail and I need to check on the brownies I'm making in the kitchen. You just sit here. It's fine.
Oh, okay. I'll get right. Yeah.
Why don't you study the map?
Okay.
We'll have it with us, but just in case we misplace it, it's good to just have a good idea. So you just do that. We'll go handle this real quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What's up?
So, do you think Jens should go with us?
I don't know. I'm a little torn. On one hand, I want to protect this sweet boy. On the other hand, I'm not really one to kind of take people's things away from them. He got himself into this, and I do think that there's a little bit of merit in him kind of figuring it out himself, even though we're really doing it for him.
Yeah, but the last time that he kind of figured it out for himself, he sort of sold his soul to a demon.
Yeah, but we're here now.
Okay, but he has poor judgment.
Blanca is mom.
Abigail's like absentee big sister.
I think Abigail is the cool aunt that comes in.
Abigail is the
wine
aunt.
Just floats in and is like, it's gonna be awesome.
It'll be fine.
You bring your nephew home and you're like, I mean, he's not technically old enough for a tattoo, but
look at how cool this dragon is.
So cool though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he seems maybe here. Okay, here's what we can do. We can paint a picture of it being very treacherous for the uninitiated, and people who don't know, and being like, it's really probably a thing that we should handle ourselves, to kind of talk him out of it. But I think if he wants to go, that's up to him.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
what do you
right.
think? Do you
No,
feel
I think
that?
you're right. I think agency is part of addressing your problems and a healthy mental recovery.
And maybe, he'll go through this and be like, this was bad and dumb, and I should never do something like this again.
Oh, that's true. We should make him suffer so that he learns.
We could do that also,
agreement.
just even when we get back once.
Is that the voice of Tad I just heard come out of Blanca?
Yes.
Even we'll get back, it's all handled, and just before we give it to the demon, we
pretend to drop it.
Yeah, we lose it. Oh no, wait, no, that's mean. We shouldn't do that. No, but but maybe something of like, you know, he gets a scar that's not great or something. I don't know.
We will ask him to reflect on what he did. And
We can
how he
workshop
do
it.
better
You know
in
what?
the
We've got
future.
time. We'll be fine.
Okay, yes, okay. So he can come. Okay.
Okay.
But we're gonna try to talk him out of it. Yes?
I thought you just said he should come because it's
I
good
thought,
for
well,
his...
I just want...
I thought taking initiative and agency, I thought you said that was going to be good for him, that there was merit in fixing his
No,
own
I
problems.
do. I just thought that I just didn't... I don't want you to feel like I'm making
Let
you
me
make
check
this
that help,
decision. You know what I mean?
Okay? And I start Googling, like, because Blanca has all the self-help books.
Of course.
They don't help, but she does have them. So I look it up,
Jens
and
is
she's
in
like,
the
yes.
living room, and we're like frantically talking to each other in whispers.
Yeah. You're like just behind the couch. Like he can absolutely hear you, everything that you are saying because it's
Yes.
it's right there. And he's just like, oh, I'll just keep looking at the map then. I guess.
It's fine. We're good. Just the brownies are bubbling. That's weird.
Oh no.
No, I'm Blanca. Okay, so all the doctors say that taking accountability is the first step to recovery. So we should come.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. Yes.
Okay, let's go.
So we're going then?
Yeah. Just, you know.
Do you want to turn the oven off?
We did
From
that
the
already.
brownies?
It's fine.
You weren't making brownies, were you? You weren't. You.
I ignore that question and I go. She has this huge duffel bag, and I go load up all the ingredients that we might need for spells and potions, and I have markings on them that tell me exactly which ones Abigail uses a lot, so I grab all of those. And I'm fully packed.
I think Blanca has a label maker.
Yes.
Right? Like.
Oh, she asked a label maker for her birthday. That's her idea of a gift.
That I feel like.
And also there's those little IKEA inserts so that you can organize your
drawers.
I do feel like Blanca is a little bit like if Leslie Knope had magic.
Yes.
Just a little bit. She's the best. All right.
I think in terms of preparation on Abigail's part, she's gonna do like the leaning over, pulling her like boots on real quick, and then like she'll go for the door and be like, oh crap, and turn around and like grab another thing and kind of shove it in her pocket, and then like write some stuff down and like shove
on
it
her
in her
hand.
other pocket.
Like,
yeah, and then she's like, and then she's like, I don't have any more paper, so I'm just gonna, and I'll keep it. It'll be safe on my sleeve, and that's fine. And she also will have the last minute thought of being like, I should grab some spell things or something, and doesn't really look, just kind of grabs something.
Just shove some stuff in.
Yeah, and she's like, okay, cool. You know, I'm ready. Okay. Let's go.
So
some candles.
I'm going to fast track us over there. We are at the area that is labeled on the original map as Acheron. And it is gross. It's gross here. This is being described as a wetland that is going to be turned into a park. But it's just like covered in garbage, and it's like stagnant water that smells really bad, and there's a bunch of bugs here. But your map says that it's like right in the middle of this is where you would find the waters of Acheron.
Cute. Kick some trash with her boot.
Yeah, it's really gross.
Nowhere to go but forward, right?
I mean, the wording doesn't say that the water has to be clean or potable.
I mean, we're not keeping the water, so all it said was waters of Acheron.
Exactly.
That's all. So, I think.
I would love for everyone to give me a percept check.
Yes. I've got 3 successes.
Wow.
I got 1 success.
Wow. Okay. Well, let me tell you what, Blanca, because you are so used to being everyone's mom, you are very aware of things around you, and you see what looks like light reflecting off of scales moving around in this gross, brackish water.
Okay. Are we talking like a fish or something bigger?
Way bigger than a fish.
Oh, I definitely point that out to Abigail and Jens. There's something over there in the water.
And it sort of starts like breaching the water a little bit.
Are we in like gator country?
It doesn't look like a gator. It looks like something big and giant. Very long, snake-like. It's starting to breach out.
Okay.
Oh, we should go. We should be not near that. We should go.
Yep.
Yep.
Do we see a puddle that would count as water? Like, because that.
We're not technically in like the middle yet.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. We should probably run.
Yeah, I agree. We should go. There's like a frantic like run. Go. Now's the time.
Which way are you running?
What way is like, you said it's in the middle of wherever we are, right?
Yeah, you have to go deeper into the water to get to the spot on the map.
Is deeper in the water also where the thing is?
Yes.
Is there any other like foliage or like paths where it's like there's this water path or this water path, or is it all just like a pond that you wade into, I guess?
So this, I would say, feels more like a bog, where there are probably places that you can step that are more firm than other places, but it's all just kind of like gooey, muddy
sludge, like the kind of thing where you're like pulling your boot out as you walk.
Yeah.
Okay, how about we split up? Only one of us has to reach the center. I say while I run left.
And there are 3 of you.
Yep.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, I will go. You know, Abigail, me as a person, I'm like, this is a nightmare. I think Abigail's like, okay. And I think she'll go in the middle. She'll go forward. She'll just charge straight on through.
You're going straight.
Yep.
We have Blanca on the left. So
Jens will go right.
Jens takes the right. I would love for everyone to do a body and maneuver check.
Okay.
And I will do one for Jens. Oh dear. How'd we do?
Successes.
No
Zero
successes.
I have a single die I get to roll for anything to do with body.
Awesome.
I also have 0 successes.
Yeah, so does Jens. You
Great.
Run and then
we are not into the snake.
Yeah, you're
we
not
don't even
built.
make it a single food.
Yeah, you're not really built for manual labor, the 3 of you.
We're just so cute, you know?
We're just all so cute, and it's really hard. You're stepping in stuff, right? Like it's getting really sort of like you're getting sort of sucked down into things. And gonna roll a die. Ba, 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 ba. Abigail, you take a step forward and something wraps around your foot and it yanks you underwater.
Fun for me.
So you are underwater.
Okay.
Before I see how long you have enough breath to survive, can you give me an understand check?
An understand check. I can do that, yes. I love those ones.
I know it. How do we do? Do we understand anything? No.
I got on 5 dice. I got 0 successes.
You can spend an ether to at least get 1 success.
Yeah, I think I will do that. I think that's a thing I will do.
Yeah, I mean it's hard, right? At this moment, you're yanked underneath by this creature. You're very disoriented. the water's really murky. And for a moment, things sort of like clear, like the water is moved enough that it sort of clears up just for a moment, and you see a naiad, a water spirit, sort of struggling within this serpent. And then the water clouds again, and you realize that you are running out of air.
Okay,
Blanca, you saw her get yanked under. Like, it was not quiet.
Yeah, I will scramble back to where she was dragged under, and I'm trying to reach her, trying to pull her up. I'm trying to see if I can see where she is.
Okay. Are you going to use magic for that, or are you using your...
I mean, no, my magic is like more curse themed, so I'm not sure that's going to help her.
Do you want to do it on...
Yes, if I see the creature again, but it has to be able to hear me, which is going to be a problem if it's underwater. But I'm.
It is. I mean, you can see it because it is holding your friend underneath the water, so you have a clear shot of its head. It's right. It's in an inner, like mouth around, and then.
Yeah. The trick is I want to do cackle, but it has to physically hear me.
Well,
is its head still underwater? Because that might be.
Its head is underwater, but it is close enough to the surface for
that it might hear me.
That you can see Abigail.
Yeah. Yeah. Blanca is gonna. She lets out this manala.
Oh, Zoom was like, that's upsetting. We're going to cut that audio out.
Zoom cut you out. It didn't want anyone to hear that. We're not putting this. It's okay, Zoom. We're not actually hexing anyone right now.
Zoom's like, no witchcraft.
Exactly.
It's against our terms of service.
So yeah, she lets out a laugh so cursed that even Zoom doesn't acknowledge it. And if the creature hears me, it suffers a minor mishap. So comparable to like 1 damage if you want to define it as damage, but it could also be something like accidentally releasing instead of tightening its hold.
Yeah, it does hear you. It cuts through the water enough that you can. It sort of has that like around it, right? Is because it's coming through water, but it hears, and it kind of chokes on Abigail a little bit and releases her. So it is no longer holding you down.
Yeah, I try to grab her hand and pull her up.
Yeah.
Wow. That's not fun. We should go, run, keep going.
Yeah, we're gonna need a bigger boat.
So you are making it one more body check to make it over to where you would be trying to gather the water.
Oh, we
don't see that naiad, do we?
Not from here, no.
Okay. Also, this is like a weird question. Like naiads, because they're not like human. They're not. Do they have souls? Yeah, I mean, I think so. Theoretically, could a naiad make a deal with a demon?
Oh, I don't know. The naiad, the way that I am, naiad is half mortal, so I would say yes, it could.
Okay, I'm like, they can breathe underwater, right? They're water spirits. I don't know. I kind of want to help them, but I don't know if I can do that without talking to them. So I don't think I can do anything. But I think probably she's just gonna like be like, maybe I can help later, and then keep going.
All right. Did we roll our body?
Are we doing another body? I haven't rolled yet.
One more body.
Huh. I got a success.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. One.
And so did Jens. Yeah,
Let's go.
you have so much adrenaline coursing through you right now that your body was like, we've got this. And you make it to the center. The water here is slightly clearer. It's still a little muddy, but it's not as foul smelling here in the center.
Okay. Blanca absolutely packed like empty bottles that we could use for this.
Obviously.
Of course. I think Abigail might have grabbed one, but it, like, in the hustle and bustle and also the fact that it's probably in her pocket, either, like, fell out or broke.
Yours is still half filled with vodka.
Yeah, there's stuff in it still.
Oh, no. I thought
you
this
just have
one
to,
was
like, drink it
empty.
real quick before you, like,
I don't... Do you think that would be okay?
It's probably fine.
So yeah, I'm filling up. I'm filling up a bottle. Bottle.
Is there anything about, like, specifically harvesting this that we need to, like, do in a certain way?
Not that you know of. There were no instructions on the map.
Can we roll mind
Sure.
and apply or reason? Not my best.
What does reason do versus apply?
Apply is learned knowledge that you apply, and reason is more things that you figure out for yourself.
Oh, like deduction. Oh, interesting. I would have thought that was like you're reasoning with someone. But okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Sherlock is reason, and Watson is apply.
Ah, okay.
Which is Abigail? That's what I want to know.
Well, she has at least a 1 in reason, so I think that is she's more of the fly by the seat of her pants. Oh, I can connect these dots.
Perfect.
Less of a studious kind of a person.
You definitely are more Sherlock, I think, and Blanca is more
It's definitely more Watson.
Yes.
And Jens can be Mrs. whatever her name is. The
housekeeper.
The housekeeper. Yeah, but the housekeeper would never get into this much trouble.
I was going to say, Jens is the one who brought the case.
It's true.
That's
yeah,
true.
Jens is the client. There you go.
No.
I have 1 success.
Oh, God.
Did you choose apply or reason?
I have 0 dots in either, so I just rolled mind.
I rolled reason, and I got 3 successes.
Wow.
Ooh, nice.
So you understand, probably both of you, that the important thing is the water, and then so you're just getting as much as you can. Abigail, you're pretty sure that this is probably going to have to be purified or cleansed in some way before you give it over. But like, you're filling the brief. You needed the waters of Acheron.
Right, which we don't, they didn't say the purified waters, they said the waters of Acheron.
You have them.
Okay.
But knowing demons the way both of you do, like, Abigail, you're like, I think we're going to have to do something prior to just handing this over.
Okay. She also would be like, let's fill up as many vials as possible and split them between the 3 of us, just in case.
Yep, got it. So 3 bottles. Yeah, we fill them up.
Okay.
Blanca, please roll a body check for me.
Oh no. Maneuver?
Maneuver's good, yes.
Okay. That's 2 successes.
Oh, you feel something wrap around your leg and they're trying to yank you under. But because of how you are standing to fill the vials, you're sort of braced. And so you were able to hold your balance, but it is yanking on you.
Oh shit. How many bottles do we have filled? Do we just have the 1? Because we wanted to do 3, but...
Right. I would say at this point you have 2 filled.
Okay, yeah. 2 is good. 2 is excellent. Let's run.
Okay.
So wait, is there any indication that Blanca is about to be yoinked?
I mean, she's sidestepping. Like...
Okay. Okay. Cool. Then Abigail has no idea and is like, great, got the water, let's go.
Okay. if you are running back to get back out and
Yes.
away from where the serpent is.
More maneuver checks.
Yeah, 2 more maneuver checks.
Is there
Because of
question
timing.
before we do that?
Yeah.
This map is obviously like if it's the middle of these waters, there's other area to navigate to. Is there a way that we could go not where this serpent is and like go around in some way?
So there is like a dammed wall. So the water
damned
gets
as in like, or like damned as in like hell.
like a dam.
Okay.
So like that's technically a little bit closer to you.
Mm-hmm.
But the water is a little bit deeper there. And then, you know, if you could get yourself up on the wall, or you can try to run back out.
Hard choices.
I
Both
think-
not great.
Yeah, either way. So it's 2 running through muddy, mucky water to get out the way you came in, or 1 to get yourself to the wall, and 1
then
to
1
get
to
up
climb
on
out.
the wall.
Blanca has not done a pull-up in her entire life. I'm going to run.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Jens might have luck with the pull-up.
Jens is going where you're going. He has
I'm not gonna leave the
attached
group.
himself to y'all because you seem
Okay.
to know what you're doing.
I'm not gonna like split off of Blanca. So
Let's not.
For once.
Justin,
I'm not gonna abandon her in the
For
middle of a
once.
bog. I'll wait till we get home.
That's fair.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, during missions, Abigail, very on
reliable.
point.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
on point. Very reliable.
Blanca is
Until
slowly
she's
getting
not.
to the point in the relationship where she's like, oh wait, so when there's trouble, she doesn't leave.
Oh no!
Oh no, Blanca, no. We're learning the wrong lessons here.
Tad probably pointed that out to her.
Yeah, Tad was like, you know, she's always around when there's an issue.
When you really need her there.
Yes.
Maybe.
Anyway.
What if you just text her and tell her you're having problems? That's what I'm saying. Maybe just.
Maybe she's having problems. Maybe you could have problems together.
Tad floats back out of frame.
Yes.
Okay, so how are we doing with those body checks, friends?
Oh God, I'm
I've
so
got
nervous.
1 success on both.
Great.
I got a failure on the first one.
Blanca,
So
you
haven't
are
rolled the second
out.
one.
You are panic fueled because there was a serpent around your leg. So you
Yes.
like in the old cartoons when they run so fast that they run on top of the
Yes.
water. Like you are
Yes.
out. You are back on dry land.
Yep.
But Abigail's
Do
not
I
doing
need to
great.
roll my second one? I haven't
Please.
rolled the second. Okay,
Yeah.
so first one's a failure, just
Great.
so we're keeping track.
Great.
Second one, also a failure.
Okay.
Cool, great.
Having a hard time getting out, like maybe even tripped and fell, like, and so the last part is you trying to get out sort of on all fours. Blanca has the water, so you are just
That's what matters.
yeah, but you're pulled under again.
Oh, shit.
I think I'm gonna make a bad decision.
I love it.
So if you'll allow me, and you can say no.
To make a bad decision, I'm always in this. I'm in for it.
So the way that I summon my demon
Yes.
is that I have to sleep in a bath that is of near perfect darkness and silence. And when the hour changes and like water's overflowing everywhere, I'm filled with the vastness of the quiet. So I would like to, as she kind of goes under, she hears one of Blanca's alarms go off.
Yep.
That marks the hour.
Yep.
And so she's like,
Yep.
okay.
Here we go.
And it's just kind of like doesn't resist as she goes under. Takes like a very deep breath of like and just tries to quiet everything. And she would like to summon him.
So you're
it.
you're asking it for help in this situation.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It just says it speaks clearly and responsively of its wishes. So I think that she has the intention, she can't say the words,
Mhm.
but I think that the intention to the quiet
Mhm.
is very deliberately not just that I would like to be safe and alive, but that I would like to be unharmed near my companions that I was traveling with, like on dry ground. So like very, very, she's very intentional about like, this is explicitly what I want from this.
Mhm. The quiet, if you don't ever get like full scent, like you don't ever hear a voice from the quiet, but you get the impression that it is chuckling a little bit. And it is suddenly very, very quiet and still. And the body of the serpent is floating on the top of the water. And your companions, you and your companions, you just said dry land, and together. And you
Oh
are
no.
somewhere else in the city. You don't recognize where you are.
That's fine. We can figure that part out. We're not dead.
You are alive and together and on dry land.
I'm very surprised.
So
It's very surprising.
what does that like look like? Because obviously, you know, from Jens and Blanca's perspective, they're actually we don't know what happened to Jens. I don't know if he succeeded
added
or
him
not.
in as you said companions too.
I did.
So
yeah.
he came with.
I didn't know if he had made it previously or if he had also been like taken down or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
you are here's another thing that I need from everybody. Is another I need like what would be reflex? Let's do a maneuver. Everybody do a maneuver check for me.
Okay. Nope.
Okay, well luckily your friend Jens rolled a 6 and a 5.
Nice.
Because it's
Good for
very
you.
disorienting, and you are where you are now in a different part of the city, and you were transported to a set of train tracks, and there is a train coming, and Jens tackles the two of you off of the train tracks. And you are now you are now next to it in like a train yard.
Whew.
Okay. Wait, Blanca's definitely giving Abigail, like, she knows that Abigail must have done something because Abigail does wishes, and I'm pretty sure she wished. And Blanca is really not okay with that, but we're not going to talk about it because it's fine.
Abigail, soaking wet still, is kind of like wiping like mud off of her face and like throwing that onto the ground. And also just taking some deep breaths because that was like
It was a lot.
harrowing and well, it was and also she couldn't breathe. So like she was holding her breath, so she's kind of like I think used to kind of being in that weird sensory deprivation style of like watery place. But
Usually not with the serpent though. That's trying to eat
and
her.
you know, being kind of yanked and tossed around. So she is just kind of trying to take stock of everything and being like, cool, everyone's here. We didn't die to a train, didn't die to a snake. Overall net positive. Could have been
Overall
worse.
not positive. You still have the water, and it needs to be purified somehow before you can get it to the demon. And you need to get it to the demon. You have an hour-ish left.
Okay, I'm gonna open my location app.
Yeah. Great.
Are we near the coffee shop where Jens is a barista?
You are probably a 15-minute car ride from the coffee shop.
Okay, we don't have a car because the thing is, if we can boil and filter it.
You absolutely could.
I'm gonna call an Uber, I guess.
Yeah, that's mundane and doesn't even
We don't need magic. We
don't need any kind of magic. Somebody picks you up, takes you over there. So you now have 45-ish minutes left to
That's
purify
okay.
and get it to the demon.
It's okay. Because we still have 3 minutes leeway before my last alarm goes and I start panicking.
That's true.
Okay,
That's
we
true.
need to
It's
boil
3
and
minutes, plenty of
filter
time.
this water. Jens.
Does it need
Jens
to be
is the
like
barista.
magically done? Or
Yeah. We don't
like-
have time for that, so sucks to be you, demon. Jens, you're the coffee maker.
Yeah.
Boil
right.
and filter this water, please.
Well,
But don't turn it into coffee. Just make it in. Just do what you would do without the coffee.
Oh, all right. He sort of heads over and like you see him kind of take a minute and like look around. He's very clearly still overwhelmed. And then like the thing that he does every day, just kind of muscle memory takes over, and so he takes this and he sort of uses the milk frother to like
the MILF?
milk. You heard me. The milk frother to like superheat it really fast, and then he puts it through like a couple of filters, and it's not completely clear, but it's much better than when you got it.
Yeah, and we had the third bottle that we didn't use yet, so we can pour it into there.
Pour it into that
because it's made out of glass. And I have ordered us a second Uber while he did that.
Look at you. All right.
She's on top of it.
Abigail
is grabbing something that is like a snack from somewhere and
it's a
eating
scone.
that. Yeah, great. Yeah, it's probably stale because
and he did not pay for it. That's fine. It's the middle of the night. Like they're not open right now.
Today. You know what?
Hey, she nearly drowned.
Yeah,
she nearly drowned. I feel like that's payment in kind.
It's worth it.
I had to teleport us somewhere.
Somewhere. You got into, so your alarm had gone off. It took about you have about 20 minutes left to get to where you need to go.
Okay.
When you get into your
Uber.
How long is the drive? I mean, Jens knows where.
I'm gonna say 18 minutes.
Okay.
Do we
that's
know?
fine.
I mean, has he told us like where it is? Basically, like, is it?
Yeah, it's a pawn shop. He wasn't lying about that. So you make it, and it is almost sunrise. So you have the decision now. Like, can you, like, do you feel like he deserves to get his soul back? Are we
What? Yes. What? We didn't go through all this shenanigans.
But you're giving something that could be potentially dangerous to a demon.
How dangerous is it for us if a demon has this? Because you said it's for cleansing sins, right? What does that mean in regards to us, I guess?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that you could do with it. It usually washes sins away, but depending on what they decide to do with it, they could be using it to inflict the opposite. If you have the thing, you can make a counter agent, right? Like, so there's things that could be it. It could, you don't know her plans with it, but it is like a magical
MacGuffin.
Yeah, it's a magical artifact, basically.
And apparently more valuable to the demon than a soul.
Ooh. And we're mulling this over in the time that we have on the car ride because we got so much time to think about it.
We have 18 minutes for existential dread.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wish we could talk to each other like mentally, just like with our witch powers. Just be like, hello.
What are we doing?
Like, we ordered 2 Ubers. Jens is in the other one.
In the other
so
one.
we can talk the entire time.
Jens, earmuffs. It's time for us to have a conversation. Just cover him up.
Just cover him up. This is exactly like the couch.
It's just,
exactly.
You're just whispering
we shoved
over
him in the front of the car and we're making him
Oh,
pretend
that's true.
he
You
can't
could do
hear
that.
us.
He's sitting in the front, and you guys can have a whispered conversation in the back. What do you think? I know you want him to have his soul back, but you are handing over something that is potentially very powerful to a demon. How do we feel?
My natural impulse is like, is there a way that we could sabotage this water with him still fulfilling the thing that he was told to do? And that's still like fulfilling his contract. Like that is something that probably, I mean, kind of given the situation and how you've described it, was maybe something that she was thinking about while it was kind of being prepared, but was like, nah, and kind of wasn't fully entertaining that thought. And now that they're on the way, she's like, oh,
I mean, considering the time limit, because we had 2 bottles and we cleansed 1.
That's true.
We could, I don't know, maybe we could persuade the demon to take the bad one and be like, no, you never said it needs to be clean. But then again, if we were able to clean it.
But the thing is, the issue that creates is the potential that because it's not clean and we like knew that like it would be null and void and then it would be past sunrise.
Yes. Okay.
It would have to be, I think if we did it, it would have to be something that Jens didn't know about.
Yes.
But I don't know how we could do that. This is a fun conversation.
Yeah. Blanca has no solution here.
The only thing that I could do is broker a wish with Jens.
Yeah, you've already done one today, so no. What if I make a potion of beguilement in the back of the car, give it to Jens, and then we give him the bad water, and I tell him it's the good water, so he doesn't know. Because you thought that might be the loophole, right? That if he
doesn't know, then he is fulfilling it to the best of his ability, which was because we didn't make an agreement with it. He did.
Yes.
I don't like the little eyebrow twitch that Sarah just did.
I mean, the deal didn't say cleansed.
That's true. It's just the waters.
We would be tricking Jens, but ethically we would be tricking him for his own good.
That's true. And he could go through without lying and say, no, I cleaned this for you. I did what I could to give you the best thing I possibly could.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start brewing a potion.
Okay.
Made out of, I have this little mirror and I break it and I ground up the shards in a little portrait meso in the back of the car.
This is just like
This is a portable one. She's just like...
The driver is like, what is happening?
It's just she needs some smelling salt. Sometimes she gets car sick, so she's just kind of making that for herself.
Yeah. And then the dog hair goes into it, and then it goes into a potion, and she shakes it.
All right, you've done it. You've made it.
I give it to Yen. I drink this.
All these mistakes.
What? Why would I? What? To drink it? It looks weird. Doesn't smell great.
It'll protect you from the demon.
Oh, well, all right. He has no reason to not believe you, so he drinks it.
Anyway, here is the water of Akron, the one that we just cleansed.
Oh, okay. Gets out of the car where you met the demon. She looks like an old woman, like she's, the pawnbroker there, and she he hands it over. You were not, you're like sort of, you hung back a little bit, and you see him hand it over, and you see her hand him something. And then he comes back, and he has like, it's a keychain that he had given her, and it's got, it feels like part of his body. So it's clearly where they had stored that soul.
The thing that he was like flipping around on his hand when he came in.
Correct. And before you walk away, you feel somebody like really staring at you, and the demon just sort of winks at you, and then goes back inside the house as this or inside the shop as the sun comes up. So you have, you think, fulfilled all of the things, and he has his soul back. And if we were to continue on, there would definitely be repercussions to what you have done.
Yes.
Because
repercussions to my actions.
Because she knows that you did a thing, but he fulfilled his thing, so she honored her agreement with him. But you are not off of her radar.
Yeah.
Never thought we were, baby.
Yeah. Well, and there was a naiad in that we didn't resolve what happened with Laura. We didn't resolve.
Is Laura not? I assumed that the old woman was like a different looking version of Laura.
No. Yeah, Laura worked for the old woman.
Gotcha. Okay.
Laura was created by the demon that was the old woman.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Laura has a cool arc potentially, but we ditched her in favor of Jens, which was probably the right call in this situation. And we never resolved the naiad either, which is a thing that we could come back to if we were to continue on with this. But otherwise, we have finished our little arc. The devil made me do it. Yeah.
Cute.
We made it.
Oh my goodness. We did it. I did it, Mom.
So you did it.
I sold my soul. Are you proud of me?
Yay. So a thing I like to do on my show before we get into where we can find more information on this is I like to do little moments of gratitude. There's like something that happened in the game that you were grateful for your fellow role players doing, whether it was funny or clutch or heart-wrenching or whatever. What happened in this game that you really enjoyed?
Such an interesting question. I feel like from my point, I really love when I get to play with people who just pick something up, just something so random that they weren't expecting, and or like that, like, because like going into this, like literally, I don't know, 20 minutes before we like played, we picked who our characters would be.
Yeah.
And didn't really know anything about them. I mean, I guess Steffie, you know a little bit more because you wrote them, but like I really love how everyone was just so on board with being like, yeah, this is totally how we are all connected to each other and what this relationship is like. And poor little Blanca, sweet bean. I'm like, oh no.
So sweet.
Just like every little thing about that was just like really nicely reinforced in kind of who she was as a person. And I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the same. I loved the dynamic between Blanca and Abigail just being completely oblivious.
For all the things that she's so good at, it's like the opposite side of the coin.
She doesn't know how to interact with people in a meaningful way unless it's like in like two very
really
specific...
really intentional way.
Yeah.
Abigail is really fantastic at reading strangers and terrible at reading the people around her.
Well, she's just been around the people around her, so she's like, I did their thing when I met them, and that's it.
Yes.
I figured them out.
Exactly.
We don't need any more. Yeah.
I know that Blanca's a little neurotic, and she likes to organize stuff, and that's cool. She likes to do that. That's fine. Cool.
I'm gonna let her do that because that makes her happy.
That's what she loves to do. She does it all the time.
Yeah, I just think this is a really rich world, and I'm really jazzed to play more in it and see how we can at some point. I would love to be able to see what happens when the witches have gotten to a point where they might be able to gain that soul back, and how that affects
well,
what
and
happens.
also like if we were to continue our campaign, like we have these waters that theoretically like cleansing a sin is I would think tangentially related to maybe like freeing your soul.
Yeah.
Which is really like, I mean, I don't know if that's actually true or not, but that kind of concept is really interesting. And like towards the system too, I will say I normally hate prefab adventures. I don't normally like pre-written modules, but this was actually like really fun and felt very natural and like a really neat world to interact with, which was really cool. I really enjoyed that. I felt like it was very satisfying.
Yeah, and there's a lot more branches within that module that we just like didn't get to because of timing and choices. And so like you could theoretically go back and play this again and have fully different outcomes if you were to use different characters with it and make different choices. Yeah. Steffi, tell us about what's next for the Kickstarter. What is the stretch goal that we are trying to reach?
Yes, so we are fully funded. We have 3 stretch goals, yes. So we have 2 add-ons, which are amazing. One is an actual Ouija board that you can have as an add-on. Like if you wanted to summon any demons or ghosts in your own house,
in your real life,
you can do that. We are not responsible for anything that happens after, but have at it. And the other add-on is a beautiful notebook that, because in game you have 3 major artifacts that witches use. One is the Devil's Deck, it's a tarot deck, which we already have, and the other is an Ouija board. And the third is a grimoire. So that would be a beautiful notebook with cloth cover, and it has a beautiful moth on the cover. It's gorgeous. And we have the stretch goal that we currently funded is a scenario by Seta Brocato, who is the writer of Mage the Ascension and Delirium and Power Chords. And our next stretch goal is a scenario by Kara McGran of Something Is Wrong Here and the Moose game, Cozy Moose, I think it's called.
Cozy Moose, I love that.
That's so cute.
Yeah. It's about moose who eat shrooms.
Amazing.
Yes. Our next stretch goals will be bundling all of the adventures by me, by Sam, who is also part of Angry Hamster, Seta, and Kira, and then we will bundle them up into a printed booklet. But yeah, so the stretch goals are going well. And if you want a fantastic book or a Ouija board that comes with a fantastic book, you should check us out on Kickstarter. We have a couple of days left to run. By the time this airs, you should hustle on over. I think you've got like 48 hours left to grab goodies.
Yeah, not a lot of time left.
Yep.
I backed at give me all the stuff because I wanted all the stuff. I was like,
yes, we have a tier. One of the tiers is give me all the stuff, and that includes the physical stuff in the price. So the more physical stuff we unlock, the better bargain you're getting. But you're already getting more than you would if you had to get all the add-ons and pledges separately.
Yeah, and it also includes other Angry Hamster.
Yep.
Like
all the other games that Angry Hamster published, including the award-winning Afterlife Wandering Souls that starts with you died, went to the afterlife, and then you have to find where you're supposed to go. It's actually a really upbeat game.
Can you play this in you finish your witch campaign and then you go into Afterlife? That's so good. And then of you could be going, but maybe you forget, and it's like, oh no, my soul is still owned by a demon, so I have to go there. Ooh.
There's so many options.
That sounds fun.
I love it. Great. Thank you so much, friends, for being at my table. I really loved having you here. Before we go, I am going to have you tell me where we can find you on the internet and plug anything that you have coming up. So I'm going to start with Faye. Where can we find you?
Yes, hi, hello. So I'm Faye. You can find me across the internet under the name Mendari, which is spelled Mendarii. I predominantly make content on Twitch, though I do exist on other platforms, and most of the stuff that I post does go on my Patreon, which again is under the same name. And yeah, I make mostly D&D stuff, a lot of writing and just kind of lore stuff as well. So if that sounds interesting, you should come check it out.
Go check it out, everyone. And what about you, Steffi? Where can we find you?
Well, assuming it's still operational, you can find me on Twitter as 100 Things I Love. That's 100, the number, Things I Love. And then I have a pinned post and a link tree, and you can find everything else. In case it's not up anymore, you can find me on WordPress as Steffie de Vaan. Or you can just go to the Angry Hamster website and contact me through there. And you'll find us. I also have a lot of games up on Itch, but again, if you find me on Twitter, you can find all of my stuff in the link tree. So that's the easiest way to do it.
Cool. And I'm Sarah Moore. You can find me on Facebook at Actor Sarah Moore or anywhere else at Pixies and Pins. And you can go to my website at pixiesandpins.com. Next week, I am going to be playing a 2-player RPG right here on Sarah's table at 5 p.m. Pacific on Fridays, and it's called The Archives, and it is about the world rapidly coming to an end, and the two people who are playing it are in charge of deciding what knowledge is kept to pass on to whoever is left. So basically I'm building a library, which is what I always want to do anyway. To come back and check that out with me. And I would like to thank you for being at my table. I would like to thank you at home for watching. I would like to thank my editor and partner, Jeff Moore, for taking all of these things that I give him and making them look pretty on the screen. I would like to thank Marcus Mays for being my tech support over at Gen Con TV. I would like to thank Gen Con for giving me this platform to spotlight games that are that don't have Dungeons and Dragons money behind them. I think it's really important to be able to show people that RPGs don't just mean like a high fantasy situation. I'm sure I could thank more people, and I'm sure that I could be here for a long time just talking about how cool everything is, but I won't keep you here any longer. So as always, keep making art and keep being art. We will see you next time. Mwah.
Bye.